Hello, today I have two pretty huge parcels from Elgato to open up and some new toys to play with. Massive thanks to Elgato for sending these over. Let's get them opened up so I can show you what they are. So the first one is the Elgato key light, and this is something that I've wanted for a long while. I do have a key light that is lighting me right now, but it's quite small. It was quite cheap off Amazon, and I've wanted something that I could control from my Stream Deck and provide a little bit more sort of equal lighting for the scene. So in the box, you get the lighting panel, which is obviously the most important thing. Let's get this out. Oh, it weighs quite a bit. It's quite hefty. But this is the lighting panel. This is, you can see the size of it next to my head. My head's quite big as well. So that's pretty huge, I think. Like, that's a big old lighting panel. But that's not the only thing you get if you buy an Elgato key light. You also get a box with some of the fittings that you need. So it has its own power brick. It doesn't just run off USB. So it's one of these power bricks where you get the different attachments based on which country you're in. So I can be using the UK plug for this one. Then you also get an adapter to fit to the multi-mount system. So some of you might have seen Elgato has this mounting system that you can use for things like their lights and their cameras. I'm using it for their camera right now. This will just fit onto one of those, and then it's got a threaded mount at the top for the key light. There's also a like rubber washer type thing. So I'm guessing this is to give it some grip so it doesn't slip around so easily. And it's got a little cable tidy clip. And of course, you've got the instructions. Now, importantly, with the key light, you also get this box with a little bit sticking out, which looks a little bit strange. And if I open this up, it also comes with a desk clamp and stand. So this is obviously extendable if you need it to be a little bit taller. So you can see if you want to extend it all the way, and you can probably see it better on this camera, that is pretty tall. If I put it on the ground, it comes all the way up here. But obviously off my desk, that's super high up. So if you need a key light that is super high up, this stand will do it. Or obviously you can reduce it if you want to make it a little bit more manageable. Let me just get this set up and we'll see what it looks like. Now I've got the key light set up. You can see it just up there. It's pretty huge, pretty bright already. So now I've got it set up on my PC and I can use the little control center app here to control it. You can see it's currently at a very, very low brightness. I can actually turn this up a little bit and I could turn it up to maximum. That is incredibly bright, but not actually hurting my eyes. I think they've got some sort of coating on it, so it's not too bright when you're still looking at your screen, you're gaming and stuff like that. But I can also do things like if I want it to be a warmer temperature, I can do that to give it a kind of softer look. Or if I want it to be a harsher temperature, I can do that. And you can see it's a way kind of bluer look, a colder look for it. And all of this can, of course, be controlled from the Stream Deck too. So if you've got a Stream Deck and you've got the software, you just have to install the Control Center plugin and you can do things like add an on-off button. So now I can just tap my Stream Deck to turn that light on or off whenever I want. I could adjust the brightness with it, so I can choose, okay, if I do that one and then that one, this one could be adding 20% to the brightness and that one could be reducing 20%. So I can make it a little bit brighter or a little bit dimmer just using those buttons. And you can also do things like have color setting. So if you need something to look particularly cold for some reason, maybe you're doing something in a stream and you want it to be super bright, like you're looking at a product, for example, you can just hit that button and immediately it goes super cold. Or if you want it to be a bit warmer, maybe you're doing more like a podcast, just talking to chat, tap that button and it immediately gives it a warmer look. And remember, this is like physical. Obviously, you can change the white balance and stuff like that in your software, but I don't think that's ever a full replacement for just being able to change the lighting in your room at a touch of a button. Like, that is unbelievably helpful. So that is the Elgato key light. If you've got any other questions about it, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Massive thanks to Elgato for sending this out. They also sent out an Elgato prompter, which I'm super excited to take a look at. That'll be a future video, so make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. Just to let people know what the deal is with these videos, Elgato did send me the hardware for free, but they haven't paid for the video. They haven't asked me to say anything in particular in the video. They haven't given me talking points or anything like that. So although I think they hoped I would make a video based on the product, they haven't said, oh, you need to be nice about it or we won't send you anything more or anything like that. They're very, very reasonable. So these are my honest thoughts of it. It is an absolutely awesome key light. It's by far the best key light I've ever had. If you want to see that prompter video, like I said, make sure you turn your notifications on and make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.